The need for regenerative tourism products, products that center local communities and local economies. These are the products that I think we need in the future.
I think flight-free travel, sustainable travel, slow travel is really going to be a key in the future to not only keeping travel where it is, but making it grow.
I also hope that the tourism industry can begin to address and consider light pollution in the same way that it has addressed and considered carbon emissions and plastics and air pollution. So there are many things that the tourism industry can do to help mitigate light pollution. And it's a very easy pollution to solve. Unlike plastic, getting plastic out of the ocean is quite difficult. Turning off lights is actually quite simple.
Yes, the tourism sector should be paying more attention to local people and communities. I think for a long time, a lot of tourism experiences have been designed and dictated from the outside. I think it's important that the local people and local communities are at the heart of designing and delivering some of these tourism products and services. And after all, they're the custodians of some of the most fragile places on earth, and they may be the last practitioners of ancient cultures and traditions. So I think it's really important that they are given a voice.
Most of the tourism across the world is in one way or another connected to some kind of heritage.
Samarkand has been hosting international events for the best part of 3,000 years. It has also been a centre for culture, for politics, for society, for diplomacy. So many things have been going on in Samarkand for all of this period.
I think the biggest issue facing tourism these days is over-tourism, mass tourism. Tourism in places where the whole essence of the place changes radically because of tourism. Now, this is not a section I know really well because it's an area I try to avoid, certainly from a business perspective. But the Barcelonas, the Venices, even the Parises can get completely overwhelmed with tourism. And I think that can completely change the way that the local people live. How one deals with that, I'm not sure, but I think that is probably one of the biggest aspects facing the tourism sector.
We were hoping after the pandemic that the focus would shift. People are obviously realizing the impact that they have on the planet, as well as, on the local people who might live in some of these places. But we're already seeing a surge in tourism again, which albeit is great after the last 2-3 years, which have been very hard with the pandemic. But what I fear is that we're going to repeat the same mistakes we made before. So it's really important that we don't take our eye off that and that we continue this fight against the problems of over-tourism.
And I think we're entering an era, or we already have entered an era in our planetary history, in our species history, that requires us to consider the fact that we are not the only species on this planet, that we are part of an ecosystem, a whole system. The way that the tourism industry plays a part in this is simply by understanding that we're not going to be able to continue with endless growth. We need to focus on local products run by local people, where the money stays in the local hands and it creates a local circular economy.